Every great moment in history, there's a woman whose story went untold. This March on KBLA Talk 1580, we're bringing those hidden narratives to light. Hear extraordinary stories of women who transformed science, politics, arts, and community. Women you've never heard of, but should know. Celebrating Women's History Month on KBLA Talk 1580, where every story matters.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Ladies, pay attention. A man calling you baby means nothing. A man moving in your house means nothing. A man calling you his woman means nothing. A man giving you a baby means nothing. I'm about to hurt some feelings with this next one. A man marrying you means nothing. You know what means something? A man changing himself, his lifestyle, and his ways to keep you. That's what means something.
Man, you can hear the hurt. Everybody out here hurting, man. So listen, if we juxtapose what that man just shared, listen, he thought long and hard. He wrote that out. That was a script. He went into his car probably. The lighting was perfect. The gray interior. Bucket seats. He went in there and said what he needed to say. Why? Because he needed to get it off his chest. And that's okay. But if you juxtapose these clips with Krishnamurti, when Krishnamurti is saying, we are hideously alone. We are broken, shoddy, second-hand human beings. It gives you a different understanding of why Krishnamurti was speaking that way. He was like, you're not free of your psychological bondage. Whatever you went through has shaped who you are. And that moment is long gone. Until you can break free of the gravity, right, of what made you you, right? The toxicity, the dysfunction, ACEs, the unhealed wounds, the unrequited wounds, the deep-seated issues. Until you can face those things down internally and get some self-wins, when you start winning those internal battles, guess what? You start to become an adult. You start to cultivate what is known as spiritual maturity in the mystery schools. The mystery schools understood what spiritual maturity was. That's why you weren't considered an adult until you turned 40. Relationships help you cultivate this inner resilience and what I'm calling spiritual maturity. Tonight's topic. Are our relationships, in fact, right, soul therapy? Is that the true purpose of relationship? Soul therapy. Quantum entanglement of trauma, right? It's interesting. The quantum entanglement of trauma could unresolved childhood wounds, as Kelly McDaniel describes in her book, Mother Hunger, create fractal patterns in adult relationships, binding partners through unconscious reenactments of attachment voids. So y'all like it when I'm stupid and ratchet and ghetto, right? But when I hit you with this question, people, what? Let me give it to you again. Quantum entanglement of trauma. Could unresolved childhood wounds, as Kelly McDaniels describes in her book, Mother Hunger, create fractal patterns in adult relationships, binding partners through unconscious reenactments of attachment voids? Now, those attachment voids are born out of what? A parent that wasn't always emotionally attuned. When they weren't attuned, it created an attachment void. Are we reenacting, right, these attachment voids in our adult relationships if we don't deal with them internally? Well, how do you know they're there? You got to get in a relationship and get triggered. Well, what am I supposed to do when I get triggered? Well, first off, if you don't know what to do, go to therapy. I'm not saying therapy is the begin all end all. I'm saying it's a starting point. Would you throw quantum mechanics away with all of its flaws? We threw away string theory. Well, we thought string theory was going to be the future. It had some promising mathematics. The mathematics were very elegant and beautiful. Okay, we don't use it because okay, no more. Right? We don't do that with therapy. Just like science keeps going, there are aspects and concepts. Science is constantly evolving, and so is psychology. So I don't think you throw it away. It's a starting point. We got callers on the line. Oh, I'm triggered tonight. These videos got me wilding. Here we go. JW, South Central Los Angeles in the building. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, how you doing, my brother Zoe?
I'm good, brother. What's your deal, man? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Yeah, I'm going to elaborate. Just give me a moment, man, because it's hard for me to retain all of this talk, but I have a lot to say. Oh, well, for one thing, with the soul, I've been in therapy in reference to how the scientists frame it, what their terminology and the Word of God. So you equating both. I love that because that's just proven science. It's proven what the Word of God always states. So yes, I think soul therapy is equated to the same thing. And I apologize if I'm not using the right choice of words, but I think you got my point. And
wait, hold on one second. Hold on one second, J-Dub. But I got to share this with you. Everybody in my chat room right now are saying prayers out to your mother. Everybody is shouting you out right now, talking about prayers to JW's mother, man. They sending you love, brother.
Praise God. Praise God. Hallelujah. I truly appreciate that.
All right now. But let me tell you now.
I'm going to make it quick.
Make it quick, JW, now.
Like I was saying, I love how the scientists equate the spiritual reality with what the Word of God says and prove it to be facts or right. So, yes, I agree with you. I believe the soul therapy relationships is the same as how the scientists frame it with their terminology. Now, moving fast forward, it's all about spiritual maturity, or I would phrase it as emotional maturity, which is pretty much the same difference in an indirect manner. And yes, we are all of us influenced by external influence in terms of society. So you're right. We don't really respond or think or we try to rationalize based on what society has taught us, and then back to whatever that term you're making. I was thinking about semantics and what's the other word? Semantics and anyway, wordsmith. Western society and Eastern society, they term a phrase a different way, and the meaning is lost. So you're correct in that area as well, because we don't know the true root meaning, so we use words incorrectly. And we are pretty much not aware of what the basic truth is, and love is unlimited because it does come from God, and God is universal. He created the universe. Love is not confined to the earthly realm.
JW, man, I appreciate you, man. Keep
I had
cooking.
more to say, man, but you go into music. So
we had to turn the music on like you at the award show. I'm sorry. This ain't the Grammys, Stevie. I love you, brother. We appreciate you, J-Dub.
I love you back, man. Take care, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason always on fire. When we come forward, more from the callers.
Whatever you want, call it. Promise that you won't let me fall. Holding me tight, loving me right, giving me life all night. You could be telling me lies, making me cry, wasting my time the whole time. So just be careful what you take for granted.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-511-2112. That's 800-511-2112. 800-511-2112.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I ever been. Something about the way you just give me. Trying not, don't, 'cause I can't forget. You got a feel and a soul that I need in my life. Yeah. Oh. And though we may grow, I don't know why we don't grow apart.
Please talk about spiritual bypassing. Sometimes it feels like I'm using presence and awareness as a way to deceive myself and avoid the muddle of unresolved pain within.
Stop. Sorry. See, when it's real, take it back to the top. When it's real, we got to be agreeable to each other in order for us to love. You got to act right, and I got to act right. See, we want to simplify it, but I'm here to tell you, relationship is therapy for the soul if you are self-observant. The only way to be self-observant is to do it from a non-judgmental space. You have to see yourself and be able to receive yourself as you are, not as you would like to be seen or in your ideal self. You got to say, this is the state of me now, and this is how this person makes me feel. Listen, let's peel that back a little bit, and we're going to jump back into Eckhart Tolle. This is what this person is bringing up in me that is already pre-existent. Relationship is self-therapy. It becomes blame when you shirk your responsibility for claiming what is coming back to you as you. What do you mean? You mad because somebody is avoidant, but you're internally avoidant. You're mad because somebody is leaning into you with love, which is something you want internally, but externally, you're conditioned to push that away. You have to reconcile that internally. This is what I mean by self-wins. This is the work of therapy. A great therapist can sit down and help you navigate, but the work is still yours. And many times you go to therapy because of the results, the negative results that came from an intimate relationship. Relationship, the University of You, it is, in effect, therapy. Let's let Eckhart Tolle get a piece of that.
Please talk about spiritual bypassing. Sometimes it feels like I'm using presence and awareness as a way to deceive myself and avoid the muddle of unresolved pain within.
Wow.
Awareness or presence is never avoidance. In awareness, you allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you feel. It's not repressing it in any way.
The man is cooking. Allowance. Without judgment. But if you've been judging yourself this whole time, since you were a child, since you were made to feel like you were not enough, since you were made to feel like you were not worthy, since you were made to feel that you were a failure, right? This is the narrative that keeps going. Do you understand? Behavioral alchemy. If B.F. Skinner's operant conditioning governs habit formation, how might couples transmute toxic cycles into sacred rituals by using David Deida's principles of polarity play? Huh? Ego as a holographic projection. Does the ego, per Ramana Maharishi, function as a metaphysical firewall, distorting what Krishnamurti talked about as unconditional or unconditioned awareness to sustain codependent dynamics? Come on, man, in intimate relationships. Come on. Can Glenn Schiraldi's trauma resilience strategies rewire neural pathways to perceive infidelity not as rupture, but as what Neville Goddard would consider revision? A revision portal for relational rebirth. Well, you got to be strong to deal with that. Come on. How might disorganized attachment, i.e. fearful, avoidant, framed by Lindsay Gibson, mirror karmic soul agreements that Thomas Campbell talked about in My Big Toe? It suggests that we co-create with each other across lifetimes. Listen, life is therapy. I know you don't want to hear it put that way, but I have to. Let me get my niece in here real quick, and then we're going to Denver, Colorado. Callie and Attila, and then Callie Soul. Attila, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
First of all, why I got to be quick?
Huh?
I have questions. TORs. Are we triggered?
No, we are not triggered.
Good. Good.
I know you trying to trigger me. I got it. I got it. You trying to trigger me. But you know these ratchet videos will do it. But go ahead. I'm listening.
Well, okay. So what I am doing is an experiment. They are the thesis. You are the antithesis. We are trying to bring together a synthesis of the ideas, right? Mm-hmm. If the theology of relationship in the current day says that love is not enough, and you say it is, how does your work prove otherwise?
Well, that's one thing about love. It doesn't require proof, right? In a linear world, proof is required. That is the linear thought process, right? So here's the thing.
But you're talking to a population of people who are black and white thinkers.
Yes.
So my question is, how do you settle that with a group of people who are black and white thinkers who understand black and white information? How do you bring that? So that is what I'm doing. I'm not triggering you. What I'm doing is showing people that there is a better alternative, and that better alternative is what you are bringing to the stage.
Well, what's interesting about the alternative that you propose, and I think that's genius, here's the unfortunate part. You can't talk this into people.
Nope.
They have to crash.
You have to do it.
This is why the breakup and the betrayal hurt so much.
Come on.
So now, what you can take from what is being said is now you got to learn how to alchemize the pain, right? This is why we're asking those questions, right? The question about infidelity, nobody wants to hear that question, right? Let me, where is it? Right here. Neuroplasticity of betrayal. So when you talk about neuroplasticity, you're talking about the brain. The more plastic or flexible your neurons are, the more you can learn, the more you're learning, the more perspectives you gain. But as you get older, that neuroplasticity goes away. And when it goes away, you become more rigid in your belief system, right? More locked in. So this is why this question is labeled as neuroplasticity of betrayal. And then it goes on to say, can Glenn Schiraldi's trauma resilience strategies? There are actual people out here trying to teach you how to become more emotionally resilient in the face of something like infidelity. So can Glenn Schiraldi's trauma resilient strategies rewire neural pathways to perceive infidelity not as rupture, but as what Neville Goddard would say, revision, right? The revision portal for relational rebirth. Many people can't do that because they've never looked at what kind of attachment wounds they carry within themselves. Does that make sense?
Well, you can't do that without authenticity. That's the first thing. right?
Oh yeah.
So if my inner child is unhealed and I'm attempting to relate to someone, more importantly, let's say you were on a mission and trying to fulfill your soul's purpose, that's very difficult without authenticity. And so what your work does, right, is essentially what Rumi speaks about in terms of breaking yourself, right, or breaking your heart until it opens. That's what your work does.
That's what I'm doing.
So, no, I am not triggering you. I am essentially showing the public that this is what it looks like when your heart is open.
It's true. It's true.
Right?
Girl, I love my niece. She's so sweet. She be trying to set me up. I see you, though. I see you. I see you.
I'm not trying to set you up. What I see is I think that you have this incredible, uncanny ability to be an example for other people. And so why not do it on air?
She gonna make
why
me
you gotta
show
hide
up.
Oz, huh?
They don't want to see Oz.
Yes, we do.
So Oz's counter is Zoe inverted. It's the other side of Zoe. Zoe's a Gemini. We know we are twins. There's another side. So you got Zoe, and then you got Oz, and my niece keeps poking the bear. That's all she's doing right now.
Yes, because talk radio is your therapy, right? So we talked about this on the phone. Do you remember when we were talking about therapy, and I was saying that we are essentially monitoring or gauging our therapist's reactions to our words, which basically kind of couches how we essentially tell our narratives, our relationship narratives.
Right.
We decide in that moment based on how they're reacting, are we the victim or the villain, right?
Right.
And so essentially what I'm saying is that your radio functions as a form of therapy as well.
It does. It's very cathartic for me.
Mm-hmm.
But when I want to get serious and like dig into the therapy piece, I go right to Dr. Alan Berger.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Berger is one of my go-to phone calls. And we have a once a month phone call set up and we dig in. And Berger don't. What I like about Berger is he don't let me off the hook. He presses me like, nah, man. No. You think about that again. And he allows me to talk. He doesn't talk as much as I talk. Like he listens. He spends at least 85% listening to how I frame my issue. And when he comes back, he'll talk about the framing, the scaffolding of the issue. And then he'll provide perspective. So it's really cathartic working with him. But daily radio, yes, it keeps my sword sharp for sure. She think it's funny.
I'm enjoying this.
I know you are.
It is. It's funny. It's only funny because for me, I understand again where you're coming from, but also because half of the time we've already had these conversations, right, pre-radio. So I already know what's going to come down the pipeline. But I also, again, I want people to hear someone that maybe they are already listening to. Maybe they are interested in that person. The guy that spoke earlier, he's probably in his car.
Wait, stay with me. We're up against the clock right now. Just stay right there. Don't go anywhere because I want to get your final thought. And then we're going to Denver, Colorado. Let's get it.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Black Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown is joining 38 attorneys general and the Department of Justice in pushing remedies for Google's search monopoly. He says Google's dominance stifles competition and allows it to profit without improving search quality. The St. Louis Democratic Party has made a rare move by endorsing Kara Spencer over incumbent black mayor Tashara Jones. The DCC chair says it's the first time a sitting Democratic mayor lacked party backing. Jones calls it a power play. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams says the city saw its lowest January to February shootings in 30 years, a 14.5% drop from 2024. Over 1,000 illegal guns were seized, contributing to 3 years of declining violence. And Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin is praising the University of Virginia's board for voting to end DEI initiatives, calling it common sense. The move follows President Trump's orders to eliminate DEI in education and government. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
The CONCACAF Nations League finals arrive at SoFi Stadium March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
A new day is on the horizon. Behind every great moment in history, there's a woman whose story went untold. This March, KBLA Talk 1580 celebrates the trailblazers who changed our world. From Rosa Parks to Constance Baker Motley, from Katherine Johnson to Kamala Harris. These are the voices that broke barriers, challenged limits, and reshaped America. Join us all month long as we honor the women who dared to dream, fight, and lead. KBLA Talk 1580, amplifying women's stories that inspire generations.
Time is up. The IRS is in full collection mode for 2024, issuing liens, levies, and garnishments to anyone who has a past tax debt or unfiled tax returns. Don't wait till it's too late. Your paycheck and bank accounts are at risk of being seized. Call now and stop the collection process today. If you're living check to check, no matter how much you're making, you still may qualify for the Fresh Start programs offered by the IRS to reduce or even eliminate your tax debt. It's just a 5-minute call to get your options, and it's free. If you owe back taxes, have years of unfiled tax returns, under audit, have a wage or bank levy, or finally just want to sleep better, business or personal, call the experts at Republic Tax Relief while there's still time. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and tough. This veteran-owned company has the fight you need to take on the IRS. Don't go at it alone. The call is free. Call their hotline number now, 800-652-1714. That's 800-652-1714. Find out if you qualify today. Call 800-652-1714 or go to republictaxrelief.com.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. The Live Your Life organization mentors young women, helping them break negative mindsets and see beyond their surroundings. Through career exposure and hands-on training, they're encouraged to think big, stay focused, and make positive choices. Founded by Nikisha Mama Boo Smith, who transformed her life to become a community leader. Live Your Life is changing lives, but they need your help. They're raising funds to keep their new building open and expand their program. Your donations will support food, clothes, hygiene products, and holiday giveaways. Visit liveyourlife32.com. That's LIVEYOLIFE32.com to help today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I need
for fun, don't take it personally, I'm surprised you call me after the things I said. Skirt on, skirt up on, skirt down, you acting like me, acting like we wasn't more than a summer fling. I said farewell, you took it well, promise I won't cry over spilled milk.
And although there are a lot of rocks falling with you, with trees growing on them and all sorts of things like that, you can cling to one of those rocks, if you like, as it goes down with you for safety. But it's not safe. Nothing is safe. Everything is falling apart. Everything is in a state of change. And there's no way of stopping it. And when you are really resigned to that, and when you really accept that, then there's nothing left to be afraid of. And when there's nothing left to be afraid of, and you've given everything up, and you know that even, a lot of people in religion cling to suffering because they know they are right as long as they hurt. Oh, I bless the good Lord for my boils, for my mental and bodily pains. For without them my faith all congeals, and I am doomed to hell's ne'er-ending flames. There are a lot of people who know that they're right so long as they suffer. But that's an illusion too. Even suffering offers no security. Even suicide offers no security in Buddhism, you see. There is no security at all. You simply have to face this fact that everything is in flux and go with it. And so
psychology, born out of philosophy, right? The love of wisdom, philosophy, right? Psychology, the soul, study of the soul, right? Most of our Western physicists, and I'm talking about the four founding fathers type, they studied philosophy, spirituality. And a lot of spirituality, or what is considered mysticism, gave them insights, right, into our reality. Alan Watts, in that last video, just detailed and outlined Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Now, most people would not correlate the uncertainty principle that was created by Heisenberg when studying electrons with love. But you have to understand, a physicist studies the physical world, physical phenomenon, and how it acts, right? Again, relationships are a part of the physical world. As above, so below. What happens in the micro also happens in the macro. And a lot of people don't want to accept that, right? And he's saying you have to live with uncertainty. But many of us are fearful and broken, and we spend most of our time discarding good people because we can't control them. We can't mold them or put them in the little box we need them to be in order for us to feel safe. And we're calling that relationship, and we're talking about love. You have no idea what love is if you have a box for your partner that he or she is supposed to fit in order for you to peek your head out and have a moment of intimacy. And I'm not even talking physical intimacy. Let's get Attila in here. Attila, what are your final thoughts?
All right, so two things. I really love Alan Watts and the whole uncertainty principle thing. Number one, I do believe that openness to uncertainty is like your prerequisite for accepting the isness or what is. And because we struggle with that, right, we struggle in relationship. So it's interesting he brought up religion because I feel like we make our relationship our religion and our partner our God. Right? Because that's a little God, that's a little g God that we can control, right? That control is rooted in the fear, right? Look, you want me to bring it, I'm gonna bring it, okay? Okay? But we want to control the little God, right? And that, again, that's rooted in our fear, right? Our fear of abandonment, whatever the case. And so, of course, then we have the expectancy that comes with that, expecting your partner to be a certain way, act a certain way, right? Behave a certain way, show up a certain way. And that's the driving force of your decision making, not the love you claim you have for your partner. So that's it. That's all I want to say.
Attila, guess what you just did?
All right, Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. You already know what it is. We got Cali, Seoul, Denver, Colorado. Cali, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Ooh. Y'all done up and done it.
Ooh, you in trouble.
Big Mama gonna get you.
You're right.
No, this topic is right in alignment, as you know. That's how the universe moves. At first, I had a question to ask you, and maybe I can still ask it, but I believe that I've gotten to the bottom of it. I caught myself recently doing something real slick, and I've caught myself doing it before, but this time I was really able to like suspend myself in the situation and witness what I was doing. And my question was like, where did that come from? But it's a childhood wound. I was taught very early on to keep secrets and be quiet. And therefore, instead of knowing how to have healthy conversations, I let, whatever I'm feeling or experiencing build up. I pack it down. It builds up some more. I pack it down. And then all of a sudden I explode. And what this has equaled to is I have not been able to have serious, in-depth relationship rearranging conversation without breaking up first.
Right.
I don't feel comfortable having it inside the relationship.
You might see it as a conflict, not as a conflict, but conflict itself. And you were conditioned to see conflict as a very bad thing. And healthy conflict in relationships is actually par for the course for growth. But avoidant types, depending on which type you are, avoidant types see conflict, any conversation as conflict. Like, you want to have a real conversation, a deep conversation, a meaningful conversation, and sometimes even a knockdown, drag-out disagreement, right, where voices are raised. All of that is seen as an attack for avoidant types. And that's something that they have to grow past in order to take their relationships to the next level. And you're saying you're actually experiencing this, right?
Yeah, I'm experiencing it, and I want to grow past it because this, like I said, I've seen myself doing it before, but I think before I kind of just looked at it like, are you doing this? And now I'm like, oh, no, you're definitely doing this.
Yes, because sometimes, and this is for anxious preoccupieds as well, sometimes the coping mechanisms that we've developed over the years, the conditioning, the self-conditioning that we've developed over the years is unconscious. It's just something that happens, like on an unconscious level. Oh, God, they don't accept me. Let me go inside. That's early, right? And then in adult relationships, it's just on autopilot. So the fact that you're like, wait a minute, did I do that? Is indicative of this subconscious kind of takeover when you're in that space. So, like the anxious preoccupied has to learn to pull back, the avoidant types have to learn to lean in. And leaning in is very uncomfortable, especially in those moments, correct?
Ooh, yes.
Right. Our fearful avoidance or disorganized would say, oh, you giving me the ick. That they have an ick. The dismissives also have an ick where, listen, this is too deep. Calm down. Settle down. This is too much. I'm exhausted. I can't have this conversation. You see what I mean? So that's something that has to be reprogrammed in that mind, right? You'd have to reprogram your mind. Stay with me. Don't leave. I need you here for one more question. And as we go out, can we get our new music? He ain't got it yet. All right. When we come forward, the voice of reason gonna continue this incredible conversation with Cali Soul. Beautiful spirit.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, visit taxclosure.org to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, I'm sorry. We don't even have to play the final clip. That's going to be my new You Talking Too Long music. I'm going to tell you right now, as soon as y'all hear that, you going to know I'm talking too long. It's time for me to wrap it up. I love it. I love it. I love it. Shout out to JW from South Central Los Angeles who created the need. That's my brother. He has a seat at the table anytime he want it. That's my brother, JW. All right, let's get it. Cali Soul, let me get your final thoughts, sweetheart, because you was cooking before we had to push forward.
I don't even remember what I was saying. But, again, I've not been able to have... Well, I'm cooking and doing a whole bunch of things and, you know, all the green Colorado things. Yeah, I want to work on that. I want to work through that. And again, I said I recognize it came from a childhood wound where instead of, you know, properly having conversations and emoting what your experience is, you just pack it down and, you know, act like nothing's going on. And then what happens is you explode. Right. And for me, that has manifested in my adult life in
emotional dysregulation.
Emotional dysregulation. There you go.
Oh, my God. Sweeping it under the rug is only building a bomb. But let me just say, you do know that all insecure attachment styles they can be rewritten. Like, you can take control of them, right? You just have to understand how they work. And once you understand how they work, you have to, it's almost like being born right-handed. You got to learn how to use that left hand, especially if you're playing any type of, you know, basketball or something like that. You got to learn your weak hand, right? So say the attachment style gives you an opportunity to find equilibrium. This is why I'm saying relationship itself is therapy, because this is where those triggers come in. Like you just highlighted it for us. You said once you get in a relationship, you know, you start behaving a certain way, and then you start asking yourself, did I do that? Is that me? Did I see me doing that? And that's the beginning of being able to get into this self-observative space without judgment and start making some corrections. I would suggest the book Attached. That's a great book. There's another book called, I always give this book out. It's one of my favorites, especially when it's about forgiving, like some of the things that happened in the past that actually help create, this insecure attachment style. And that's Guild is the Teacher.
I don't know what book.
You don't like that
book.
Put
that book down.
I know you did. I know you did. Why you put it down, though?
I'm gonna pick it back up. It's right on my nightstand.
But why'd you put it down?
Because I wasn't ready.
No, you were ready. You got it.
Yeah. I hear you.
You got it.
But what I'm telling you is I opened it up and read a little bit, and my ego was like, nope, not today. But,
I love her.
Things that have arisen lately.
You was like, not this evening.
Not this evening, sir.
Not this evening.
All right. I'm ready.
But I'm
ready. I'm getting there.
This is what I'm trying to tell you in terms of avoidant. See, avoidants always think there's more time. I'll get to it later. You remember one of Kobe's final words? He says, our biggest mistake is we think we have time. That is the avoidant. The avoidant thinks, let me calm down, I'll be back. And then when they realize there is no back to be, ain't no back to be, the back gone. Then it's like, oh, wow, I missed that opportunity, right? And again, saying I'll be back, this is too much, I can't handle it. I get it. You have the right to say that. And in some cases, yes, you should take a moment, right? But consider this. In that moment, there is an opportunity for you to do what you haven't been doing for 30-some years. The opportunity to lean in when it's uncomfortable. That, in fact, is the lesson, right, for the avoidant. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Well, I hear the recipe. I hear all the seasonings. We appreciate you, love. Guess what you just did?
Spot Denver into the building.
Denver is always in the building when Cali Soul brings it in the house. Let's get on down to Arkansas for our final call. Davey Lee.
What's happening?
What's up, man? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Man, I ain't even called in for the topic. I just wanted to say thank you, man. Thank you for your words of wisdom, your teachings, man, your time, and taking time to, know what you know in order to help other people get through their days in life, man. I appreciate you, big dog.
Nah, man, thank you, brother. I appreciate you calling in, man. It ain't nothing but love, and you already know. You got to see the table whenever you want it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you for bringing me to Altadena, man. You know what I'm saying? The Pasadena jump, man.
Yes, sir.
And Chattanooga. You hear me? I'm going to get up out of here.
Yes, sir. We appreciate the call. Listen, hey, everybody, just know, man, this is a journey, man. This is a journey. And I believe that if we're open to what the journey has to teach, right, so much more can be learned about ourselves. Yes, therapy has its flaws, sure. But I also believe that therapy is very valuable. Yes, relationships can be tough. But I believe that that's part of the journey we're on. To walk that tough journey, to deal with things that we think may be an emotional inconvenience. Bottom line is, you got to lean into it. And for my anxious folk, you got to learn how to let it go. Right? Anxious folk got to learn how to let it go. Avoidant folk got to learn how to lean in. You find out all of this when you get into a relationship, right? This is where all of this stuff is revealed. Listen, you don't have to agree. I'm not here to make you agree with me. I'm not trying to be right. But what I do know is we start the conversations. It's up to you to finish it. Monday is in the books. I'll be back tomorrow with another slapper. You already know, the VOR. Deuces.
Then I ball like Spalding. Can't call my bluff when it's my call in. Won't duck them all in. It's a brand new day, new pace like jogging. Straight facts, no jargon. It's a whole lot of big blue checks, no login. No stress, no stalling. See a whole lot of big blue gets when I ball in. I'm going crazy, yeah. Can't contain me, yeah. Look at your savings, yeah. Got 'em going crazy, yeah. Look at your savings.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things